I am here with the Daddy JYP to talk about this brand new Ateez album because I'm gonna cut straight to it. This is probably by far my favorite Ateez project they've ever done, they've ever released as an overall album. Whether you're a brand new A10E and you're like looking like to see if you should check out this album, or if you're a regular on my channel, you just want to know my opinion if you should check out this album or not, welcome in one and all. And if you're a long-time A10E and you just want some validation in your phase of Ateez, welcome to my video. I'm gonna give you just that. Now, I just need to preface this with, I am not an A10E myself. I am not the biggest Ateez fan in the world, but I just want to give you my thoughts because as someone who hasn't been that into their traditional sound that you can hear me say a lot of, this blew my mind, and I want to share my thoughts and share it with you. My favorite songs, 6 to 1, my least favorite to most favorite is how I'm going to talk about them. Just let you know what the song kind of sounds like and what I think about it. Again, just want to preface this. If you love Django and is your favorite on the album, tell me down in the comments. You don't need to be mad about me. We all have different tastes. We like different things. My favorite song might be your least favorite song, and that's okay, right? The point is, we both loved this Ateez album. Unless you didn't love the Ateez album, then I'll be like... but beyond that, Django's probably the most traditional Ateez sounding song on this album. When I say traditional, Ateez tend to use a very similar vocal effect on a lot of their vocals and the hooks of most of their songs. I'd say probably about 80%, because obviously there's songs like Precious, but they don't have those same vocal effects, but they tend to have this style of a vocal effect in the chorus over their vocals with some ad-libs and everything, and Django pretty much matches that. If you're looking for that traditional Ateez style, this song is probably for you. If you're also looking to get into Ateez, this is your first album with them, I would recommend Django as your stepping stone for what the rest of their discography matches with the most. Yeah, beyond that, my favorite thing in here is probably this like vocal bass they have throughout it, which is really cool. I'm not sure which member did that. Let me know in the comments. Yeah, so let me just start off with saying this has a lot of really cool moments. It still has those traditional Ateez stylings, but at the same time, they're blending in a lot of new styles into this. Yeah, it was really fascinating. The bridge has this like cathedral choir type of style. Multiple voices. You have like feminine voices. You have very high pitch, very low pitch, a very wide range of voices all singing together with the members singing over top of them with the lead in the bridge. It's so cool. I don't think I've ever heard that in K-pop before. There's a really cool pre-chorus where they just go off with harmonies with the members, I believe. One of my favorite Ateez pre-choruses. And then finally, something I wasn't too into, but they did try something different, was in the hook before they get to that traditional Ateez vocal styling, they have this like whisper part with Mingi. Not my I'm not a huge whisper person in music, so it didn't really vibe with me too much, but hey, I appreciated they were trying to do things. So now this is the first and only song on this list that is the almost playlisted section. It's almost like a chill hip-hop version of a song I did playlist, which is Wake Up. They use the same vocal effect in the hook that they use in Wake Up. The difference between this and Wake Up is this one's a bit more chill, but sped up. So think about if you're listening to Wake Up, which I'll talk about soon, you're going like, yeah, it's like super intense, right? This one's not that intense. This is more of like a like you're kind of like just like pushing your head back and forth, going, hey, it's upbeat, it's fast, but it's not like intense. I can only describe it with body motions. And the best part probably is they did like this party style switch up at the end, and they have this really cool beat change. The best raps. And that's the main thing I want to talk about this, because it's overall just like a solid song that I wanted to playlist. But the thing that like made this from a near miss of my playlist to I playlisting the shit was the rap. I'm pretty sure this has the best raps on the album. I'm gonna have to double check, dive into the flow and everything that Hongjung and Mingi were doing. I think on a technical standpoint, this is probably the best raps. I'll have to dive into that. But if you want some really cool rapping, check out The World, or you could check out Wake Up. Well, you just heard that chorus. I'm going to talk to you about that in a second. This has Hongjung's fastest rap. So if you just like pure speed, smooth speed, Hongjung's got you on that second verse. But beyond that, other than that insanely fast Hongjung rap, where he raps 8.75 syllables per second, by the way, there's some amazing vocals. This is by far the best vocal song on this album. It has such cool, I'm pretty sure it's Jongho, such cool Jongho vocals on here. Wow, it's so wild. And then in, I guess, contrast to it, the main catchy part of this hook isn't pure vocals at all. It's a Vocaloid, or something I would say is equivalent to a Vocaloid type of effect, where they have this like almost type of a robotic type of sound in a way. That's the best way I could describe it, but it has this really cool effect that just hits hard, and I could repeat this chorus all day. It has such a nice chorus. I can't speak any more highly of it.
Come on, everybody. Slow it down, make it bounce. 지금부터 fly.
Yeah, so this is the only thing that's better than Wake Up's chorus, is that chorus you just heard right there. Hongjoong, what he does here, building this thing up in the pre-chorus with a driving beat, hitting every quarter note, and then bringing it back saying, slow it down, make it bouncy, and putting a halftime feel on this song, which the song wasn't a halftime feel already. Then they made a drive, and then they brought it back to a halftime feel. It puts you in that mood, and every time it comes on, I'm just like, oh, I can't help but like, oh, like, it just like my listening is just like so pleased. It's such a smooth hook. It's such a well done hook Hongjoong does here. And this was such a good title track for this album. I don't say that too often. 9 times out of 10, I will prefer a B-side than the title track. Ateez nailed it with this one. Yeah, I like that they changed up from their traditional stylings. They gave Hongjoong the hook, or he gave himself the hook instead of a rap. They put this like pitched up voice behind Hongjoong's hook. It worked because Hongjoong already led off with it, or if it was just this auto-tuned pitch-up voice, it wouldn't have worked as well for me. But because Hongjoong led up with it, and then it kind of like worked its way into it, it just like topped off that chorus for me, and it's by far one of my favorite choruses of this year so far. We'll see what I'm thinking of in about 6 months. Yeah, the chorus carried this for me, and my only like kind of like down part is the first verse, which kind of sounds basic to me, but like I'm past that already. Like I'm used to that. I will sit through that all day just to get to that beautiful hook. And then not to even mention the intro to this album is like, wow! It sounds like a Western hip hop album to me, where like they're all just like talking and chilling in the recording booth and what's up, bro? Yeah, and they're talking like that. It's fun. It's a really fun intro, and I highly recommend it. Like check out this album if you haven't already. Overall, I playlisted 3, which might not seem like a lot for people who like to playlist entire albums, but for me, as a super picky music listener, this is a lot. This is more than my usual. I'll usually listen to one song in a group that I'm not head over heels for release. Be sure to go check it out and leave your ranking of the new Ateez songs on this album down in the comments below so I can see which ones you guys love and didn't love as much. But hey, I'm doing shoutouts on the Patreon for every single video now. If you'd like to hear your name every time I publish a video and see reactions like to this new Ateez song or other benefits, you can subscribe for just a few dollars a month on my Patreon. But hey, here's all my subs. Swiss, Just a Penguin, Arston, Laura Fernandez, Leah Roslin, Muse Ribbons, Wookbook, Smiler X Smith, Anonymous, Aquablade, Austin, Ava Winter, Caitlin Gervin, Caleb Fawn, DM Wilson, Duke of Dan, Eris Erod Ava, Farhan Fleur, Fred Earth, Griffin Chiavo, Hannah Manu, Jashilia Tricianto, Kay, Katrin Newells, Large Stokey, Mary, Natalia Kruzinska, Novalite, Petrogenius, Premislaw Polinsky, Ralph Adora, Rand 1998, Rich, Rochelle Beardsley, Rai, Sandy Kai, Sky145, Take None, Valtini, and Vanny Y. Thank you all so much, and I will see you guys next time.
Slow it down, make it bounce. 지금부터 fly. 좀 더 spicy. 청양고추.